Pluto is currently transiting retrograde in Aquarius, he's going back and digging up the past. So there will be a deep resistance to change and letting go of the past. The Sun in Leo loves drama and wants to be the center of attention. This is going to be intense because the power of Pluto is undeniable. But the Sun is also dominant in the sign of Leo because it rules the sign of Leo. I think Pluto is going to win the fight. Pluto is a slower moving planet. It's an outer planet. It's transiting retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, a sign that it's never been before in our lifetime. Pluto recently entered the sign of Aquarius on 20th of January. Pluto has a 248-year cycle around the zodiac, and he's going to stay in Aquarius for about 20 years. On the other hand, the Sun is a fast-moving planet which moves about 1 degree a day. So within about 3 degrees or 3 days, we're going to stop feeling the heat from the Sun because the Sun will move along. The Sun moves very fast, so it will just expose the shadow. It will just expose our shadow side through other people, and then it will just move along. And once the shadow has been exposed, we cannot hide from it anymore. The Sun will put a spotlight on our hidden issues, our secrets, and even secrets that we keep from ourselves. Things like wanting to manipulate others, feelings of jealousy, obsession, and possessiveness, and perhaps even some stalking. Raw and uncomfortable feelings are going to be exposed. This means that we might go through some type of emotional crises. So power struggles or challenges to authority may arise. And this is probably what is going to activate the Mercury square Uranus. We're going to want to assert ourselves at this time. The Sun opposes Pluto once a year, so this is essentially their full moon. This opposition is going to bring a focus on our relationships with others. There's always another person in an opposition. This person is essentially acting as a mirror to ourselves. So the Pluto person is the person who has the power, and the Sun person is shining the light on what must transform and die. Pluto is the lord of the underworld. So he's going to dig up what is hidden. Our dark emotions, our secrets are going to come up. Things that we don't want to deal with. Things that we have been avoiding. If this transit is triggering you because it's bringing up past trauma or PTSD, I recommend that you get in touch with your therapist or call a friend that you trust. This opposition is important because Mercury is in retrograde shadow. Mercury entered the sign of Leo on July 19th. Mercury is going to turn retrograde on August 5th, 24. Mercury will go direct on August 29, 24. So essentially this means that we will be revisiting all the events that are going to transpire around this time. So be careful what you say, what you initiate, or the decisions that you make now. Mars is also going to go retrograde in the sign of Leo on the 6th of December 2024. Mars will go direct on the 23rd of February 2025. Mars retrograde is going to start in the sign of Leo and finish in the sign of Cancer. Mercury is also going to be retrograde in 2 signs, in the sign of Leo and in the sign of Virgo. Sometimes we wonder when certain issues began in our life. The retrogrades and their shadows are usually a clue, so pay attention. We will revisit all the issues that are happening now. This aspect was part of the full moon in Capricorn. It started to intensify after the full moon, and it became exact on the 23rd. We're going to be feeling this aspect pretty much for the rest of the week. Let's keep in mind that we have Mercury in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus. So we may have received sudden and unexpected news that could have possibly been upsetting. This could have also led to arguments and confrontations. This square aspect can also bring a lot of mental anxiety and perhaps also leading you to offend someone. Hello YouTube, my name is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. I would like to say a big welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for your subscription. Welcome to my channel. I'd also like to say a big thank you for all the people that take the time to leave me a comment. Commenting on my videos really helps my channel grow. This way the YouTube algorithm will push my videos to other people who love astrology just like yourself. So please like, share, and comment. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you think this transit is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. I'm still running the competition for you to win a free solar return chart reading with me. If you'd like to enter this competition, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment saying free solar and subscribed. I'm going to be announcing the 3 winners at the full moon video. So if you already entered the contest for a free solar return chart reading by commenting on my last last video. I'm going to encourage you to comment again on this video. You can comment as many times as you like. Get me to notice you. I'm going to encourage you to watch the entire introduction of this video, simply because this is where I talk about the aspects of the event. I'm not going to repeat all these things for the ascendant readings. If you want to know how to evaluate your chart, I suggest that you listen to the entire introduction of this video. And if you're interested in getting a reading with me, I've created a special affordable reading. It's only $80. In this mini reading, we're going to go over major aspects in your chart. We're also going to go over the main transits of the year. This is a good and affordable reading for you to start with if you just want to give me a try. The link to this discounted reading will be in the comments below. I'm a Western tropical astrologer, so that means that I use whole sign system to do readings for YouTube or large groups. But in my personal readings, I use the Placidus system because I find that to be much more exact. So if you're using the Placidus system, I suggest that you look for where 0 degrees is in the sign of Leo and the opposite sign Aquarius. This is the highlighted degree. You may have to listen to 2 signs. Leo rules the natural 5th house of the zodiac. This is a sign that is ruled by the sun. The sun represents kings and leaders. Our Leo house is where we shine. It is the house that puts us on the spotlight. It puts us on the stage. And this is where our ego is activated. This is the sign that rules over our creative ability. And our greatest creation are our children. Romance and entertainment is also the house that rules over good luck karma from a past life. This is the house that rules over what truly makes us happy, our desires, our joy, and what is in our heart, our truest desires. The opposite sign of Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Aquarius is the natural 11th house of the zodiac, and since it's the opposite sign, so this essentially means the large masses of people who are watching the opposite sign of Leo, the person on stage or the leader or the actress, the entertainer. The 11th house rules over the groups that we belong to, social media platforms, our elder siblings, aunties and uncles, our benefactors. This is the house that rules over our hopes, dreams and wishes. The 11th house is the house that rewards all the work that we did in the 10th house. So essentially this means that this is the house where we receive the promotions, the financial windfalls and the accolades. This is the house of rewards. Scorpio is a sign that is ruled by Mars and Pluto. This is the house that rules the 8th house of the zodiac. The 8th house is a psychological house. This is the place where we hide our secrets that we keep from others and secrets that we and sometimes even the secrets that we keep from ourselves. This is a deep house. The 8th house rules over other people's money and earned income, mortgages, inheritances, financial windfalls. This is a house of sex, death, rebirth, and transformation. So who's going to be highly impacted by this transit? It is the fixed signs. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. Leo and Aquarius are going to feel this quite intensely because the 2 planets which are opposing are in their signs. The sun is in Leo, Pluto is in Aquarius. Scorpio is also going to feel this intensely because you are ruled by Pluto. Scorpio and Taurus are going to experience the square aspect. The square aspect is a challenging aspect. You're probably going to be pushed into taking action. The people who are going to have a better experience with this transit are the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You're going to experience the trine aspect. The trine aspect in astrology is the best aspect because it makes things happen easier. So it will be easier transformation for you. Things will happen effortlessly. You're going to know on an instinctive level what to let go of. Air signs will also have an easier time with this transit. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You're going to experience the sextile aspect. This is a very harmonious aspect that is going to allow easier transformation. It's going to bring opportunities for you to make this transformation occur. If you were born on or around the 23rd of July, you're going to have this aspect in your solar return chart. This is going to be a year of deep transformation. This is an excellent time for you to book a solar return chart reading with me because you want to know where this energy is going to be in your solar return chart. What I find encouraging and positive about this transformational transit is the fact that Mars has just entered into the sign of Gemini. Mars is also at 0 degrees, also signaling a new beginning, a major new beginning, because remember, Jupiter has just started transiting this sign. The last time Jupiter was in this sign was 12 years ago. So essentially this means that when Mars and Jupiter conjunct, they're also going to have they're also going to be starting a 2-year synodic cycle. This is also essentially their new moon, their new beginning. So getting back to why I like Mars in Gemini is the fact that Mars at 0 degrees of Gemini is forming a harmonious aspect to Pluto, the Lord of transformation. This trine aspect is an aspect that is going to bring transformation, that is going to make transformation easier. It's going to make surrendering much easier. Surrendering for some people might be the only way to make this transformation occur. Mars is also forming a powerful sextile to the Sun in Leo at 0 degrees of Leo. This aspect is really powerful because Mars rules a fire sign, the sign of Aries, where the transiting North Node currently is. This is an energizing, enthusiastic, and aggressive push for power. This is an aspect of opportunity. So with the decay, the death, and transformation, there will be an opportunity for a power grab, for other people to take control and take power. The Mars trine Pluto aspect is also a powerful aspect. Is also a powerful harmonious aspect. Mars rules the transiting North Node. Mars also rules the sign of Scorpio, and Pluto also rules the sign of Scorpio. So these two rulers of one sign in a harmonious trine aspect, which is the best aspect in astrology. This is going to empower us and help change things in our relationships. It's always beneficial to have these powerful planets in a harmonious trine aspect because Mars is a malefic planet. Pluto is a powerful and potent planet that brings major transformation. It brings death to whatever it touches. So this is very positive. So along with the death, the decay, and transformation that is happening at this time, we still have the power to make massive and positive transformation that is going to be actually beneficial in the process of rebuilding. If you haven't watched my video on the Capricorn full moon, I suggest that you go back and watch that video. This transit is a build-up and the continuation of energies of the Capricorn full moon, the Capricorn blue moon. I'm going to briefly go over the event chart. Looking at the chart, we have Pluto in Aquarius transiting retrograde at 053 degrees of Aquarius, and we have the Sun in Leo at 053 degrees of Leo. This is the opposition, which is essentially their full moon. This happens once a year. We still have the moon transiting at around 25 degrees of Aquarius, opposing Mercury in Leo at 27 degrees of Leo. Remember, Mercury is in retrograde shadow. And in the sign of Leo, we have Venus sextiling and trining the nodes and also forming a harmonious aspect to Jupiter, who's still transiting the sign of Gemini. In this chart, it's very evident that Mercury is the trigger because Mercury is still squaring Uranus. This is the aspect that is bringing anxiety, unexpected emotions, sudden and unexpected communications that could be leading us to provoking arguments with other people. And also because we're feeling hurt and exposed. Pluto is widely square Chiron in this chart. This aspect is probably also bringing up old wounds while Pluto is digging up the past. This is a very uncomfortable aspect. Chiron is stationary retrograde. It will retrograde on the 26th of July, once again making us go over past hurts and past wounds. This whole chart is aggravating old wounds. If you're enjoying the aspect of the week videos and you'd like to see me do more weekly videos, let me know in the comment section of this video. Like this video, share this video. This will definitely be encouragement for me to do weekly videos. Aries ascendant sun or moon. Deep transformation and power struggles will occur in your 11th house and 5th house. Aries, if you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I recommend that you go back and listen to the entire introduction because Aries, you are the first sign of the zodiac. You set the order of the zodiac. So any introduction of a video about transits is essentially very important for you. The 11th house rules over the groups that we belong to. It is the house that rewards the work that we did in the 10th house. It rules over our friends, our uncles, our benefactors. And the 5th house rules over our creative ability. It rules over our creativity, our creative ability. Our greatest creation are our children. It rules over romance, entertainment. This is a house of luck that we earned from a past life. Pluto rules your 8th house. This is the house of other people's money, inheritances, mortgages. It is the house of deep transformation. It also rules over death, sex, and taxes. So Aries, it looks like you have the financial energy in your chart activated. The sun in the fifth house is shining a light on all fifth house things. So perhaps in order for you to have this deep transformation in the 11th house, you have to focus on your creativity. You have to focus on your romantic relationships, your children. Perhaps there is an interaction with the 11th house. Some of you may be experiencing power struggles with your romantic partner and your activity in the groups that you belong to, or something to do with a friend. Or perhaps you have a situationship with a friend who wants to elevate the relationship to a much more meaningful romantic affair. Or perhaps a romantic partner is complaining that you're spending too much time on social media or with your friends, or perhaps an elder sibling. This could also mean that somebody is trolling you heavily and bringing a lot of dissension among your friends or your social media platforms. I trust that Aries is going to keep their cool in this situation. So Aries, the Pluto person is the person with the power. This is an 8th house person. It could be a person who's holding money over you, or perhaps holding a secret over you. It may be even publishing that secret into the groups that you belong to your friends. The sun shows where your joy comes from, where you want to be happy. You just want to be creative and express your creative self. Or perhaps you're placing more value on being entertained, being in a romantic relationship. Something on a subconscious level is weighing really hard on you. Your ruling planet Mars is aspecting this opposition in a very positive, harmonious, and sextile aspect. So Aries, some of you could be having an argument or an all-out blowout on a social media platform, and this could be about a lover, or perhaps your children. Somebody might be dissing your lover or your children, or something that you did on a creative project that was presented in an organization or on a social media platform. It's very likely that things are going to go your way. The sun could be highlighting your creative ability and telling you to take this creative talent to the next level on a social media platform, perhaps to start a YouTube channel or some type of exposure using social media, so you can get much more exposure for your creative talent and perhaps earn a living. Your ruling planet Mars is aspecting this opposition with a trine and a sextile aspect. These are both very positive aspects which are going to empower you and give you that positive aggressiveness, give you that positive energy. It's going to make you passionate. It's going to make you passionate and enthusiastic about taking this transformation. Aries, your sign is making positive trine and sextile aspect to this opposition. Your ruling planet in the sign of Gemini is also signaling a brand new beginning and also making positive aspects. If there's ever been a moment for you to allow deep transformation to occur, this is it for you, Aries. And your ruling planet in the sign of Gemini, the planet of communication, communicating passionately, looking at the details, and also putting yourself out there. Taurus, ascendant, sun or moon, the deep transformation and power struggles are going to occur in your between your 10th house and your 4th house. The 10th house and the 4th house are angle houses, and when angle houses are activated, they activate all the other angles in your life. So this means that this one transit can absolutely turn the tables in your life. The 4th house and the 10th house are parental axes. The 10th house rules over the more dominant parent, which is usually the father, could also be the mother. The 4th house angle rules over the more nurturing parent, which is usually the mother, but it could also be the father. Taurus is going to be squaring this opposition. This is a challenging aspect that is going to require you to take some type of action. The 10th house is a very public house, so whatever events are going to occur are going to be known by the public. This is because this area rules over authority figures in our life. It rules the work that we do, our public status. It also rules one of the parents. The 4th house rules over our emotions, our deep emotions. This is the most vulnerable angle of the zodiac. It rules over our home, our family, our mother. So there is a power struggle going on in this area. Perhaps your work is changing in some way. So some of you could be having a lot of work demands going on at this time. You're spending a lot of time solving things in your job area that you're not spending enough time in your home with your family and your children. And this is beginning to affect you on an emotional level. The sun is highlighting this area and telling you that you need to focus, you need to balance this area. Perhaps you need to take care of your emotions and your family so that you can function better in your job area, your public area. Some of you could be experiencing a lot of changes, a lot of endings and transformations in your work or with your status. And these changes are affecting your emotions and how you are with the people in your home. Some of you may decide to let go of a position, or perhaps you may be some of you may decide to let go of a position of power in order to nurture your home and family. It could be that some of you got promoted and now you're in a position of power and you're earning more money, and this allows you to change your living situation. Perhaps there's a move that is necessary in order for you to keep your job, and this could be because this job requires you to move. Pluto rules your 7th house. This is also signaling that some of these changes that are going on are also due to some major changes in your relationships. And for some of you, this transformation could be because of a partner. Perhaps some of you just recently got married and it's changing all the dynamics in your life. Taurus, the sun rules your 4th house. It also represents the male energies in our life. Pluto is a ruler of your 7th house and is transiting your 10th house. So this is signaling that there's something going on with a male figure who's in your home, the male figure or the masculine energy in your home. Pluto rules your 7th house. This is the area of your relationships, your committed relationships. So perhaps it is a partner that is highlighting what is going on in your home, something that has to change in your home. The Pluto person in your 10th house has power over you. And this could be an authority figure or a boss, but it could also be a business partnership or a marriage partnership, because the Pluto rules your angle, your 7th house. And the 4th house is where you just want to be secure, and this is where you want to express yourself. This is where you would rather be than be bothered with all the situations that are going on in your work area. It looks like somebody in authority is trying to take the power away from you. Taurus, all your angles are activated and lit with this transit and with other transits. So there's a lot going on in your chart. You of all people are one of the signs that can benefit greatly from a personal reading. Your ruling planet Venus is not directly aspecting this opposition, but it is harmonizing by sign. There is a sextile and a trine aspect by sign. So this is telling me that as long as you allow this transformation to occur, things are going to eventually work out, because your ruling planet is saying yes to this transformation. Looking at this realistically, Taurus, you have a lot of things going on in your chart. You're probably still dealing with the previous Mars-Uranus conjunction in your sign that has changed you on a deep level, and perhaps also changing your partnerships. Taurus, you have to let go and surrender. You have to allow this deep transformation to take place. Gemini, ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are going to occur in your 9th house and your 3rd house. The 9th house rules over the justice system. It rules over our belief system that could have been passed on to us by somebody we respect, like a guru, a professor, a priest. The 9th house does rule foreign lands, foreign languages. It rules over the church, religions. It also rules over universities. The 3rd house rules over our siblings, our immediate environment, our mind, our thought process, communication, and it rules over our learning ability and basic education. So there is a power struggle between these two houses. The sun is highlighting perhaps a relationship that you have with a sibling, a neighbor, or somebody in your immediate environment. So perhaps you have a power struggle with a sibling or a neighbor or something in your immediate environment that is influencing how you look at your future, because the ninth house also does rules over our future. Some of you could be wanting to transform yourself in the ninth house area. Perhaps this transformation is occurring because perhaps you want to advance your knowledge by going to study in university, and you're looking at your learning skills, your ability to absorb new information. Pluto rules your sixth house. The sixth house rules over our daily routine. It rules over our health habits, our eating habits. It also rules the people that we work with and our known enemies. And our known enemies could be our co-workers or our bad daily habits like bad eating habits, smoking, drinking. Some of you could be having a power struggle with a sibling, a neighbor, or perhaps it's something to do with a learning ability. And perhaps the sun is also highlighting some of the mental challenges, something that you have to deal with in order to establish a better future. And you need this to be done because this is probably affecting your daily routine, your health. Maybe you have to change your belief system about the health industry, about doctors or conventional health treatments. Some of you may have to change your belief system around unconventional health treatments or in order to improve your health. There is a sextile and a trine aspect happening with your sign Gemini, and you have Mars transiting your sign. So you're probably feeling energized. You want to take the initiative to make these profound changes that are going to affect the way you think. And because you've looked into the details, the sun is shining a light on the details or the relationship that you have with your siblings or your neighbor, your immediate environment, or around learning. Perhaps you've read a book that's really enlightened you and changed your belief system, and you're looking at things differently. Or some of you could have a profound experience in a foreign land or with a foreign person that is going to have a profound effect on your belief system or how you look at your future. So perhaps you have to tweak something in your daily habits. The way you live your life day to day has to change. Cancer ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are happening between your 8th house and your 2nd house. These are both financial houses. The 8th house is the house of other people's money, other people's money and earned income, like mortgages, inheritances. This is the house that also rules over deep intimacy. This is the house that holds our secrets we keep from others and perhaps even from ourselves. The sun rules your 2nd house. This is the house of our earning ability. Maybe we have special talents that we use to earn a living. This is the house that rules over self-esteem, what we love and value. It also rules over the family that we make with another person. This is not the family that we're born into. It's the family that we make with another person, perhaps a spouse or friends who have been in our life for a very long time. We start to look at them as family. Pluto rules your 5th house. This house rules over our creative ability, our children, our greatest creation. It rules over our talents, our luck. It also rules over romance and entertainment. The sun is putting a spotlight on your earning ability and self-value. Maybe there is a power struggle going on with another person that you share finances with. Maybe they have the upper hand because they make more money and they're using this money as power over you, and you're feeling somehow trapped. The sun is asking you to look at your earning ability, how you value yourself. Is this relationship really worth it just in order for you to get the support? Or is this power struggle with a bank? You're trying to apply for a mortgage and they're looking at your finances, and perhaps you're not qualifying, and perhaps you're going to need the support of another person in order to make this mortgage happen. This is also looking like a situation with a romantic partner because Pluto rules your 5th house. Maybe it is your romantic partner that is exerting this power over you. Or perhaps it has to do with you starting your own business in order to earn more money, 2nd house, and needing other people's finances in order to make this happen, and there is some type of power struggle going on there. This could all play out very differently depending on what else is going on in your chart, and this is why the best way to find out is by booking a personal chart reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. Your ruling planet, the moon, is not involved in this opposition. You're probably still dealing with issues that happened as a result of the Capricorn full moon. And if you haven't watched that video, I recommend that you go back and watch it. The sun is putting a spotlight on your self-worth. What is going to make you feel whole? What is going to make you feel good about yourself? Is it worth it for you to stay in this romantic relationship or business arrangement in order for you to benefit from another person's finances? Leo ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are going to happen in your 7th house. The 7th house is an angle house, and when the angle house is activated, it activates all the other angles in your chart. Essentially, this means that this transit is going to absolutely change your life. The sun rules your 1st house, and that is your ascendant, and the ascendant opposes the descendant. So the sun is putting a spotlight on you, on how you feel, what you value, what really truly makes you happy. How do you want other people to see you? Are people seeing you in the correct light? And other people who you have business partnerships with, your spouse or your committed partnerships are highlighted here also. Pluto rules your 4th house. This is another angle house. This is the house where we are most vulnerable because it rules our home, our mother, our family, our ancestry. It also rules over our deep resentments. It looks like a 4th house person, like your mother, your family, or a home situation, is being highlighted by your spouse or a business partner. Perhaps a marriage partner or a business partner has power over you and is influencing events in your home area or with your family. And some of you may be realizing that something about you has to change, maybe a personal habit, or it could have something to do with how you present yourself to others and how you relate to others. Perhaps the changes that you want to make with yourself are really going to impact your relationship, partnerships, and your partners, and perhaps your partner does not like these changes. And perhaps you're not liking the deep transformation that is going on in your marriage or in your business partnerships. And this is really affecting you on an emotional level because Pluto rules your 4th house. So perhaps some of you will be letting go of a relationship, a marriage, or a business partnership in order to find what truly makes you happy. What is going to make you feel emotionally whole? It is a tug of war here with your deep emotions, your home, your partnerships, and it's probably affecting how you function in your work area. Leo, there's a lot going on in your chart. It's going to be challenging, but this transformation is something that is absolutely going to occur and it's needed. You not like how it's making you feel right now. It's probably making you feel a little bit raw and insecure. Some of you may even be going through some type of emotional crisis as a result of all the things that are going on. Just keep in mind your ruling planet, the sun, moves very fast. So probably by the end of the week, you'll be feeling a lot better and secure. Virgo ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are going to occur in your 6th house and your 12th house. The 6th house rules over the work that we do on a daily basis. It rules over our co-workers. It also rules over our supervisor. The 6th house also rules over our daily routine, our health habits, our exercise regimen. This is the house where we fight. This is the house where we fight because doing all those things on a daily basis, it requires a lot of effort. The 6th house also rules over our pets. We take care of our pets on a daily basis. This house also rules over our health, diseases. It also rules over our bad habits like smoking, drinking, or bad eating, unhealthy eating habits. All these areas are going to be brought into focus. The sun is highlighting your 12th house. The 12th house is a hidden space. This is where we cannot see. This is the area where we are blind. It is the house of our hidden enemies. It also rules over our self-sabotaging habits, like having illicit affairs, drinking too much, doing drugs. Anything that you do behind the scenes is ruled by the 12th house. It is also a subconscious house, a spiritual house. It's a house of rest and dreams. It is also a house of generational karma. The sun here is highlighting your hidden issues. Perhaps some of your hidden enemies have been exposed, and maybe you have been exposed as your own enemy through your self-sabotaging habits. Maybe somebody is communicating to you the result of your self-sabotaging habits, which is being shown through bad health, bad eating habits, or perhaps weight gain, or perhaps your inability to perform your job due to your subconscious issues that you have not dealt with. Perhaps it's time for you to talk about these issues with a sixth house person like a doctor. It might be time for you to get treatment through rehab or through some type of therapy. Perhaps it's time for you to start a new diet and exercise regimen that is going to require you working out within your immediate environment or getting the assistance of somebody like your neighbor or a sibling. So Virgo, this is looking like you probably have to change some of your habits. So Virgo, you cannot hide whatever it is that you're doing behind the scenes, because apparently it's affecting your daily routine, or it's affecting how you take care of yourself, your exercise regimen. It could also be affecting your work performance. Your ruling planet Mercury is not directly aspecting this opposition. However, Mercury is transiting the sign of Leo, so he is part of this conversation, even though he's having a deeper conversation with a square aspect to Uranus, who's currently transiting in the sign of Taurus. Perhaps there is a message that was delivered to you, an unexpected message or communication that brought in a lot of mental anxiety, and this is making it hard for you to relax and perhaps go to sleep, and therefore affecting how you perform and affecting your job performance or how you take care of yourself, your pet, on a daily basis. Libra ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are going to happen between your 5th house and your 11th house. The 5th house is a happy house. It is a house that rules over our creative ability, our children being our greatest creation. It rules over our talents, romance, entertainment. This is a house of joy. The sun here is highlighting something in the groups that you belong to, the organizations that you're a part of, the social media platforms that you belong to. It is also highlighting perhaps your friends. It's also highlighting your relationships with your friends and some of your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Pluto rules your 2nd house. This is the house that rules over our self-worth, our self-esteem. It is also a financial house because it rules over our earning ability. It also rules over our family it also rules the family that we create with another person, like a spouse or the friends that we have in our life for a very long time, that they begin to feel like family. Libra, this feels like you have a financial theme going on here because these are all financial houses. The sun is highlighting your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Perhaps those are not realistic. The sun is putting a spotlight in the groups that you belong to. Pluto is trying to show you your self-worth through your creativity, or perhaps it's a focus on your business. This could also have something to do with a romantic partner, your children, and how you value them, how they play in with your activities that have to do with the social media platforms that you belong to, or the organizations that you're a part of. There is a conflict here. There is a power struggle. Perhaps you want to spend more time hanging out with your friends than taking care of your children or being out with a romantic partner. It's almost like you're being pushed or challenged to choose between working on your hopes, dreams, and wishes and spending time with a romantic partner or with your children. Which one do you value more? Your activities with your friends, the groups that you belong to, or the activities that you need to have with your children and your romantic partner? Your ruling planet Venus is not aspecting this opposition simply because she's too far away by degree. She's transiting the sign of Leo. You want to put a focus and value on the groups that you belong to, your friends, your aunties, and working on your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Libra, I have no idea what's going on in your life or what you're placing more value on. This transit is asking you to honor what you love and value. What makes you feel good? What brings joy to you? How do you divide yourself between these important areas in your life? Scorpio ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are happening in your 4th house and your 10th house. The 4th house is an angle house. It is the IC. This is the most sensitive and vulnerable angle in our chart. 4th house rules over our deep hidden emotions, and these could be resentments that we have towards our home, our family, and our ancestry. The 10th house is a public house, so whatever happens in this house, it's known by everyone. The 10th house rules over our authority figures, our bosses, the government. It also rules over our father. The 4th and the 10th house is a parental axis. What is going on in your life could possibly involve one of your parents or both of your parents. The sun is highlighting what is going on in the 10th house. The 4th house is where Pluto is transiting. Pluto is the sign that rules you. It rules your ascendant. This means that Scorpio, you're very deeply connected to this transit. You're deeply involved. You are Pluto. This transit is going to feel very raw and emotional for you. Pluto is bringing up issues that you probably don't want to deal with. Issues that make you feel very emotionally raw and insecure. These are probably old issues. All your angles are activated by this transit. This is one transit that could absolutely change your life. Most Scorpio risings are dealing with deep issues, deep transformational issues about their ancestry, something to do with their mother. This transformation could also be a few deaths in the family, people transitioning to the other side. And all these things could be affecting how you do your work, how other people see you, and your status in society. So perhaps you're having power struggles with an issue in the home area, with perhaps it could be a personal issue with your own emotions, or something to do with your mother and your family. There is something going on in the home area. Some of you may be deciding to get some healing by going into therapy so that you can deal with some of these negative emotions and resentments. This Pluto transit is probably bringing some major breakdowns in the home area, in your deep emotions. And the sun highlighting your 10th house is probably saying that Scorpio, you better take care of whatever is going home so that it doesn't start to affect your standing in society and your work. It's also likely that some of you are going through a major home move at this time, and perhaps this move is going to probably affect your job in a negative way. Perhaps you're going to move far away from your job. And this change or move is bringing emotional stress. Pluto, your ruling planet, is part of this opposition. It's saying that you do have the power to initiate these changes. You are Pluto. This transit is going to feel very challenging because you have people opposing you, and the people who are opposing you are people of power, but you are Pluto. You're also holding some power here because you are the other person in this opposition. Your other ruling planet is in conversation with you in a harmonious trine aspect. So as long as you decide and accept to let this transition or transformation happen, it's going to happen very easily as long as you let it happen. You have to let it happen. You have to surrender here somewhere. And it's all going to work out for your best. So Scorpio, deal with your emotional issues before they start to affect your job and your standing in society. If you don't take care of this, it might essentially cost you your job. Sagittarius, ascendant, sun, or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are happening in your 3rd house and your 9th house. The 3rd house rules over our siblings, our neighbors, our immediate environment. It also rules over our mind, our thought process, communication, the gadgets that we use on a daily basis like our phone, our computers. It also rules over our learning ability. The 9th house rules over the justice system, our higher belief system, foreign lands, foreign places, foreign languages. It also rules over priests, gurus, religion. Pluto rules over the 12th house. The 12th house is a hidden place. It rules over our hidden enemies. And our hidden enemies could sometimes be ourselves through self-sabotage. This house also rules over hidden places like hospitals, prisons, and far off foreign lands. This is our house of rest and dreams. It is the house of our subconscious. The sun here is highlighting the 9th house, the house of our future. So perhaps you have these really deep thoughts and they could possibly be negative. You're thinking in a negative way and it's affecting your ability to look at your future in a bright way. This is the power struggle. It's a mental power struggle and a belief system. Some of you could be realizing that you need to change your thought process, your self-talk, because it's negatively impacting how you think about your future or how you think about people that you respect. There's something going on in the subconscious space that is affecting how you think and your relationships with your neighbors or with your siblings. Perhaps some of you are dealing with a learning disability. The sun is highlighting this disability and making you feel inadequate, making you feel like there's no way that you can have a better future because of this disability. Some of you could be questioning a belief system that was handed down to you by another person that you respect. Perhaps this belief system is no longer serving you. It's not really what you believe in. And there is a power struggle. You respect this person that handed you this belief system, but a big part of you does not respect this belief system anymore. It's not something you want to carry into your future. Your ruling planet Jupiter is not aspecting this opposition, and your other ruling planet Neptune is also not aspecting this opposition. So it looks like a lot of you Sagittarians are in your head right now. You're having some really dark thoughts. This could possibly have something to do with your immediate environment. Perhaps there's some really dark things that are going on in your immediate environment, with your neighbors, with your siblings, or in the area that you live in, your neighborhood. It's really affecting you on a psychological level, perhaps even affecting your sleep and your dreams. Capricorn ascendant, sun or moon. This deep transformation is going to occur between your second house and your eighth house. The second house is the house of self-value, self-esteem, our earning ability, what we love and value. It rules over the family that we choose, the family that we choose to make with a spouse, or the friends that we've had in our life for a very long time that they start to feel like family. The sun rules your eighth house. This is the house of other people's money, an earned income like loans, mortgages, inheritances, and financial windfalls. It is also the house of deep bonding, the house of sex and intimacy, death and transformation. Pluto rules your 11th house. This is the house that rules over the groups that we belong to, the organizations that we're a part of, the social media platforms that we're on, our friends, our aunties, uncles, and our benefactors. This is the house that rewards the hard work that we did in the 10th house. This is the house where we receive the promotions, the financial windfalls, the accolades. This is the house of reward, the house of our hopes, dreams, and wishes. Capricorn, it looks like there's a financial theme going on here because these are financial areas that are activated. The sun here is highlighting the need for other people's resources. Perhaps there is a deep need for an emotional connection, for intimacy. And perhaps this is clashing with the work that you do, how you earn your living, or perhaps the family that you have with another person. For some of you, there could be a power struggle with another person, perhaps a person who's able to make your life better by sharing their resources or giving you some type of financial backing for your business. Since Pluto rules over your 11th house, this could have something to do with social media platforms or a benefactor, a friend who's expressing power over you. And you need this organization, platform, or person in order for you to earn a living or make profit. The sun highlighting the need for other people's money is making you feel somewhat insecure. It's making you feel somewhat insecure and helpless, that you need another person or backing in order to transform your business so that it can be profitable. Perhaps you have a type of business that needs a strong presence in the organization or on social media platforms. Your ruling planet Saturn is not aspecting this opposition. So this means that the power really here is with the other people, your self-worth, and what you're willing to do in order to make a living. And perhaps the solution here is a collaboration with another person. Perhaps you need a deep, intimate connection with another person. A deep, intimate sexual connection is something that is going to make you feel a lot better about yourself. Perhaps this is something that is missing in your life. Aquarius ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are happening in your first house and your 7th house. These are both angle houses, and when angle houses are activated, they activate all the other angles in your life. So this means that this one transit could absolutely change your life. The first house rules you. It rules your body. It rules how you want other people to see you. And the other people we're looking at here are the 7th house people, your spouse, your marriage partner, and any other person that you have any kind of contact with, any relationship with, like a committed relationship. The sun is putting a spotlight on your 7th house. This is the descendant, the area of the other person. You could be having power struggles in your relationships with your committed partnerships. Pluto rules your 10th house. This is the public house. It rules over our authority figures, our bosses. It rules over the government. It also rules over our status in society. So it could be a 10th house person or situation that has power over you. There could be a power struggle between you and one of your bosses, or something to do with your status in society. So whatever is going on between you and another person could also be affecting your job or your relationship with authority figures. Aquarians are already experiencing a once-in-a-lifetime type of transit. Pluto conjunct the ascendant. This is a very difficult transit that is asking you to transform who you are, how other people see you, your identity, your soul. Pluto wants the old self to die. A new self-image can be rebirth. The old self has to die and transform into a new identity. This is a very challenging transit. And here comes the sun and puts a spotlight on how other people see you and how the changes that you are making with yourself or not making and struggling with are affecting your relationships. Pluto rules your 10th and is transiting your ascendant. This means that the transformations going on personally could also affect your standing in society and how the relationships that you have with your bosses. Some of you, the deep transformation that could be going on at this time, lose your job, and perhaps it's due to something that is going on with you personally on a very deep emotional level. Your ruling planet Saturn is not aspecting this opposition because it's transiting in the sign of Pisces. Your other ruling planet, Uranus, is not directly aspecting this opposition by degree, but is aspecting it by square aspect. And that is because Uranus is currently transiting in the sign of Taurus. However, Uranus is aspecting Mercury in a challenging aspect. This is a square aspect that may have brought some unexpected, upsetting news. This news could have brought on a lot of anxiety and probably brought arguments in your partnerships or in your work area. Aquarius, there's just so much going on with your sign at this time. The best way to find out how this is going to affect you personally is by booking a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. Pluto rules your 10th house, so perhaps a business partner or a marriage partner is exerting their power over you, or a boss is exerting their power over you, and some of you could probably be losing your employment at this time. Or a relationship with a partner, a spouse, is under review. Pisces ascendant, sun or moon. The deep transformation and power struggles are going to happen in your 12th house and your 6th house. The 12th house is a hidden house. This is the house that rules over our subconscious. It also rules over whatever we do behind the scenes. This house also rules over hidden places like hospitals, prisons, mental asylums, and far off foreign lands. This is the house that rules over rest and our dreams. It also rules over generational karma that you inherited simply because of the family that you were born into. You didn't choose this karma. This house also rules over our hidden enemies, and sometimes we are our own hidden enemy through self-sabotage. Self-sabotaging habits like drinking too much, having illicit affairs, or perhaps doing drugs. The 12th house is the house of rest and healing. It is a spiritual house. It's also a psychic house. The 6th house is the house of our daily routine. The 12th house rules over our unknown enemies. The 6th house rules over our known enemies. The 6th house rules over our daily routine, our health, our exercise regimen. It rules over our pet. It also rules over the work that we do every day. This is the house that rules over our known enemies. And our known enemies could be the self-sabotaging habits that we do behind the scenes in the 12th house, but now we know them, but they've become our known enemies. Perhaps they've created a health situation, a disease, a health challenge, disability that we have to deal with on a daily basis, because perhaps we need treatment or medication in order to function. It rules the 9th house. The 9th house is the house of our future. It rules over our belief system, a belief system that was handed down to us by perhaps somebody we respect, like a professor, a guru, a priest. The 9th house rules over higher education. It rules over foreign lands, foreign places, foreign languages. It also rules over the justice system. The sun here is highlighting your 6th house. It's highlighting your health, your daily routine, your eating habits, and perhaps a belief system that you have about how you take care of yourself. Perhaps you grew up in a family that had bad eating habits, and this is being brought to your attention because you could be dealing with a health situation like diabetes, or perhaps you've gained too much weight and something has to be done. And it starts with your mind, your belief system. This is where you have to transform. You have to change your belief system so that you can deal with your hidden enemies, your self-sabotaging habits. And after you deal with that, it's going to help you achieve better health. You're going to change your diet, your eating habits. your exercise regimen. All these things are probably going to affect how you do your work, how you take care of yourself and your pet. Pisces, this transit is asking you to transform your generational karma. You don't have to live your life the way your past generations did. You don't have to keep their belief system about how they take care of themselves on a daily basis. Perhaps you come from a family where everybody is overweight and they have diabetes or other health challenging habits because they eat a certain way and they don't exercise, because this is the kind of belief system that was handed down to them from generation to generation. Transit is putting a spotlight on what this belief system or the generational karma has done to your health. This could also be affecting you on a mental and psychological level. Perhaps it's mental health diseases that are part of your generational karma, and you're realizing that this belief system that you inherited from generations is affecting how you function on a daily basis or how you do your work. Your ruling planet Jupiter is not aspecting this opposition. Your other ruling planet Neptune is also not touching this opposition. So you don't really have a lot of physical power here to change anything. You might have to rely on the help of other people, perhaps in hospitals, in a rehab center, through the help of a medical professional like a therapist, a dietitian, or a personal trainer to help you transform your health on a physical level. Now, this is going to trickle down to you changing your belief system and how you do your daily life. Pisces, if you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I recommend that you go back and listen to the introduction so that you can decipher how this opposition is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. And if you need further guidance, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com.